CNN anchor John Berman and Representative Byron Donalds, R. Florida, clashed over recent comments from former President Donald Trump, in which Trump vowed to protect women whether they like it or not. During the discussion, Berman implied that Trump's phrasing was controversial, while Donalds argued that the statement's meaning was being misrepresented, insisting that Trump's intent was to protect Americans from criminal illegal immigrants. Have a look at the video.
Stories have been happening in every city of America where women have been victimized. Let's talk about the young girls who are illegal in our country right now.
If you don't want to answer my question, can you address Nikki Haley's comments?
John, I just answered your question.
You didn't address Nikki Haley's comments. Nikki Haley says that there's a type of language that listen, Congressman.
At this point.
Do you think Nikki Haley's comments are irrelevant? That's your answer. That's your answer to Nikki Haley. Then that Nikki Haley's irrelevant.
No, John, it's not. John, the answer that matters 5 days before an election is this. You have young girls who are from other countries who are trafficked to our southern border by the drug cartels. They are raped. They are sold into sex slavery.
Nikki Haley agrees with you on immigration, Congressman. Nikki Haley was talking about the language that Donald Trump is using.
So you want me to talk about what Nikki Haley said about the lineup at Madison Square Garden?
I want you to address, not the lineup at Madison Square Garden, the type of language that's being used by Donald Trump and others.
The segment began with Berman sharing a brief clip from Trump's rally in Wisconsin on Wednesday. Trump appeared on stage in a high-visibility vest after posing in a garbage truck earlier that day. At the rally, Trump addressed his advisors' recommendations, who had apparently advised against presenting himself as a protector for women. Responding, Trump told the crowd that he planned to protect women, whether they like it or not, pledging to shield them from threats posed by illegal immigration and foreign adversaries. Berman's clip from the rally, however, omitted the sections where Trump specifically referred to illegal immigration and other security concerns. Berman questioned Donalds, saying, "Why is Donald Trump telling women he'll do things for them, whether they like it or not?" Donalds countered that the portrayal was misleading, explaining that Trump's words were taken out of context. He emphasized that Trump's remarks were intended to convey his commitment to protecting Americans, particularly from violent crimes linked to illegal immigration. That clip doesn't accurately reflect what he was saying, Donalds argued. He was addressing the situation at our southern border, referring to real-life tragedies like the death of Jocelyn Nungare. Donalds highlighted that Trump was speaking about security measures and that his statement should be understood as a commitment to protect citizens from the dangers of unchecked illegal immigration. Berman pressed further, replaying the clip and cutting to the specific moment Trump stated he'd protect women regardless of their approval. The CNN anchor persisted, asking Donalds to address whether Trump's choice of words was appropriate. Donalds pushed back, maintaining that Trump was making a lighthearted remark about disregarding advice from political consultants and committing to his promises, regardless of external opinions. "He was making a joke, really," Donalds responded, defending Trump's comment as an offhanded, humorous remark on campaign advice. His advisors told him not to say he'd protect women, fearing the media would take it out of context, which is exactly what's happening right now on CNN. When Berman attempted to interrupt, Donalds stood firm, repeating that Trump's statement was meant as a commitment to protect Americans from security threats, specifically those posed by criminal activities linked to illegal immigration. Despite Berman's insistence, Donalds stayed focused on his interpretation of Trump's remarks, saying, "Look, John, he was addressing the need for safety, especially for women who are most vulnerable in certain situations. That's the context." As the exchange continued, Berman brought up comments from former GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley, who recently criticized Trump's campaign for leaning heavily on what she described as bromance and masculinity messaging that might alienate female voters. After playing Haley's clip, Berman asked Donalds whether there was concern within Trump's campaign or among Republicans that his messaging could be off-putting to women. Donalds dismissed this, instead reiterating Trump's focus on national security issues affecting women and children. He pointed to specific cases, such as the tragic deaths of Jocelyn Nungare, Rachel Marin, and Laken Riley, who, he said, were victims of crimes committed by individuals who entered the U.S. illegally. Trump wants to prevent this from happening to more women. "This isn't about saying things to win points. It's about real safety," he stated. Still, Berman redirected the conversation, asking why Trump chose the specific wording, whether they like it or not. Donalds explained that Trump's language was intended to convey his resolve to act decisively, Even if his approach was sometimes controversial, he argued that Trump's words demonstrated his unwavering commitment to protecting Americans, especially when facing difficult decisions or opposition. This is why people are frustrated with the media, Donalds said, voicing his opinion on how media outlets handle certain narratives. There's a fixation on semantics instead of the main message. Trump's point was about keeping the American people safe. Unfortunately, these real issues are getting buried under wordplay and selective editing. In the closing moments, Donalds reiterated his stance that Trump's comments were focused on serious issues facing Americans, particularly the rise in crimes linked to illegal immigration. He highlighted the importance of addressing security concerns that disproportionately affect women, describing Trump's remarks as a commitment to act on these issues, even if his tone was sometimes seen as confrontational. For his part, Berman continued to press the issue, repeating the question, "Why say whether they like it or not?" Donalds answered that the phrase underscored Trump's determination to act in the country's best interest, regardless of critics or detractors. Ultimately, the debate between Berman and Donalds underscored the polarization surrounding Trump's messaging and the media's role in interpreting it. As the 2024 election draws closer, these types of exchanges are likely to continue, with Trump's words and intentions dissected in various media platforms. Do share your thoughts about this in the comment box below. See you guys in the next video.